What's going on, world? It's your man J Venom, the Lone Wolf, also known as JFK, also known as Mr. Negative. I'm here today to do a follow-up video from first appearance that I last put up to you guys. I wanted to explain and kind of ask to see if anybody had any votes out there as of yet to what the first appearance of a virus is going to be. I spoke on it. Touched on it in between 2 or 3 possible issues, and now today I want to backtrack a little bit. I want to go back to a lot earlier on in the same series. As you guys can see, still about the V-Man, about Venom, which is probably the most notorious and the most talked about, if not one of the most talked about characters throughout the entire Spider-Man lineage and history, as long as they've been creating characters. And as long as the world has known who Spider-Man is, I feel like this character has been one of the most impactful. And prime example, I mean, they gave the guy's own movie, right? So as you can see, I still keep things very, very symbiotic. As you guys can see things behind me, so it's been a passion of mine. It's something I've enjoyed collecting and reading for years on end in my life. So today, again, I want to speak about a particular issue, which is a first appearance of a character that has been talked about all throughout the masses of comics. If you know comics, or you're just a movie watcher, or you're just a movie fan, you're not really into comics so much, you may see him or hear about him sooner than later. Who knows? There is actually an upcoming Marvel series that they are doing called King in Black, and it's actually about this man here. As you see, I kept it very black with the Venom shirt I actually did. Today we're going to speak about Venom issue 3. I'm going to bring this up to you guys so you can get a good view. This is actually Venom issue 3. This is the variant cover. This is actually one of the most talked about books and hunted for and searched after books with a high demanding price tag going on right now. Again, I'm not into the game for the price tags on things. It's great to see books that you pay, not that much for. Sometimes you do pay a lot for. You see it go up, it adds value to your collection. But if you can't see it right here. I paid $20 for this during release day, which was almost 2 years ago, maybe going on about 2 years ago now. And that's another thing too. The book is still fairly new as far as in the comic world. Anything that's 20 to 25 years is still fairly new to comics. If you think about how long comics have been out and been printed. And yes, as you see, I don't have one. I have 2. Oddly enough to say, I did have 3 at one point. I actually gave one to a good friend of mine who wanted one. So I wish I wouldn't have gave that away. But anyway, we are here to discuss this book right here. It features a first appearance of a character named Knull. Now that is the variant. This is actually the regular cover for the book. This cover is actually done by Ryan Stegman, who also did the cover of the virus book, which I showed in my last video. This actually shows Miles Morales here. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's actually Miles Morales falling into the mouth of Venom. So this is issue 3. It's my first copy. Second copy, third copy, and fourth copy. Again, if you're like me, man, again, buy multiples of things. If you get to do it, don't do it once, don't do it twice. Do it, do it to your maximum amount, man. Again, if you can do it, do it. As you can see, I buy multiples of everything. It's just something that I kind of live by. This is actually first print as well, but this is a PX exclusive. This logo up here, which is blue and orange, that stands for Previews Exclusive. This was just a normal, the basic cover. A store ordered 40, you could get 40 of these. If they ordered 10, you got 10 of these. This book I actually don't see going too crazy, but it's still a lot more than $7.99. Actually over quadruple that, again, because of what this features. This is the first appearance of a character called Knull. Funny thing enough is, if you ever heard the phrase null and void, it's pretty much what we got going on here. The character's name is Knull, and he is the man behind it all in the void. He is the man that runs these outfits right here, which we know as symbiotes or symbiotes, as some of you would say. This right here is the second print. Again, same book as well, issue 3. And this actually also features Miles Morales on the bottom here, and that's Venom, actually, believe it or not, just in a spaced out state right here, where he is no longer in control, and neither is the symbiote. This right here, this logo that you see right here, shows that they are connected to something called the Hive. Kind of like a beehive, where everybody's at it, to where all the alien suits are at. So if you look into it, or you Google anything that I'm referencing, you'll end up understanding a little bit more. Or if you read and you have followed along, then you completely understand. This is the second print right here, which is also a homage to Amazing Spider-Man 316. I love that they did a homage on this. It's a great cover. That Amazing Spider-Man 316. Again, you can cross-reference me on that. This is actually the first series that we are seeing this form of Venom or any symbiote like this at all. Amazing Spider-Man 316 actually features the very first cover appearance from Venom. It's not the first appearance of Venom, but it's the first cover appearance of the character. Speaking of first cover appearances, here we are with the man himself. This is the first cover appearance of Knull. This is the man that I was just speaking about. This is the guy behind it all. Hopefully you can get a good glimpse of him. This is the third print. This is the one that a lot of people are talking about, that for some reason seems to be in a lot of people's bank accounts, being emptied for, a lot of people doing a lot of trades and transactions for, is this book right here. Me particularly enough, I'm thankful. I actually did not like the cover art that much at the time frame. I got a good friend of mine. You guys can follow him or check him out on Instagram. His name is Apollo's Comics. My man Apollo's Comics, he actually just recently relocated to Las Vegas. So thank you for the love, comic comrade. I appreciate it. I owe you a ton, and we all know this. I owe you big time. But he sent me this actually as a birthday present. He knew that I am a symbiotic collector. I've been collecting for years, and this was one I literally just didn't pick up simply because of the cover. But it just wasn't super great to me at the time. And I do remember picking up literally like maybe 4 or 5 of these at a time, and all of them seem to have some type of damage on it. So he sent me a pretty good copy, pretty much probably about as good as they get. So thank you once again. Shout out to my man Apollo's Comics out there. But this character, again, another reason I wasn't too quite fond of him. When you look at the character, again, I'm a collector, and I'm also I do games sometimes. I'm a PlayStation kind of guy. So I play Castlevania. He reminds me of, it just has a very good resemblance to Mr. Dragul. If you don't know the phrase Dragul, that is Dracula. If you look right here, just how he is, kind of the paleness in the face, no skin pigment at all. He's very pale, white, long hair. It's just kind of crazy. The dark dimension, the sword, the bloody sword. It just had a real feel of Castlevania. If you guys are familiar or you're not familiar with Castlevania, check it out. The main protagonist is usually someone from the Belmont clan hunting and trying to kill a guy that looks somewhat like this, named Dracula. So Dracula actually has a son named Alucard, and it really resembles resembles those lines of those characters, pretty much like a mock of those characters. So it wasn't nothing new, nothing itchy. I didn't think it was going to be anything super in particular, but I did like the previous covers, which is why I bought multiples as I usually do. And this one was just one that missed out on me under the radar. So again, shout out to my guy Apollo's Comics, man. But this character is going to be the big shebang, the big talk about. This is his first appearance, which again in Venom issue 3. The talk is that the King in Black God is coming. He is labeled as the symbiotic God, the guy that created all these outfits, the symbiote outfits, the Carnage outfit, the Venom outfit, anything that you know that's symbiote related, he is the man behind it. So he was the first of his kind, so that is why the noise is such big and in the praise. He fought gods. He actually had a crossing with Thor, which void, darkness. Thor is the god of thunder, so lightning, so light, dark, light. Yin and yang kind of effect. So we shall see what takes place with this character. I've been holding up this third print for far too long. So once again, these are the variants for that issue. First prints of the variant. This is the second print, and I wish I had my fourth print out, man. I do have a fourth print. I thought it was in this box. It must be in one of my other short boxes. But just to do a cross comparison again with this, because again, the only differential between this and the fourth print is that this logo was actually not there, which is the previous exclusive logo, and Miles Morales is actually inked, like he's colored, but this bottom portion of the book is still black and white. So, and then I will leave you guys with this, the Four Horsemen. So with this, again, also it's just crazy, man. Some of these I see guys on Instagram doing screenshots, and some guys selling for $200-300 a piece, or some guy wanting crazy trades for just one of these things. And mind you, this book was $3.99 on release date. This was a cover price book, regular book. Now it's well over quadruple that. So same with this, well over 10 times this. So this was $20, 20 times 10. If it's if it's signed or something like that, but. Again, man, the comic industry is in ups and downs, and this right now, Knull is definitely the talk of the town. So I thank you guys for tuning in, checking us out. And as I told you guys before, man, I got issues. And clearly, this is just a small example of those issues. So I appreciate you guys checking in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.